Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Bad Moons Orbit. I am, as always, your Eidolon of Mathland, Dalton Montgomery.
And I'm Darian of Green Gables.
Hell yeah. And we are back again today. We're going to be talking more factions of the Grand Alliance of Order. We have talked about the Stormcast Eternals, arguably the leaders of the Grand Alliance of Order.
Very cool.
Yes. We have talked about the Daughters of Cain, who, despite everything, are...
Equally cool?
Yep, equally cool and equally part of the Grand Alliance of Order.
Incredibly so.
Yep.
Gosh, we contain multitudes.
We contain multitudes. Listen, Church of Murder is many things, but it's certainly not ordered.
It certainly doesn't want to see everything fall to chaos.
Yep. And today we are spending a little bit more time with elves. We are going to be talking about the Idoneth Deepkin.
Fish elves.
Fish elves. We talked about them a little bit when we were talking about Hish, when we were talking about Teclis and the souls rescued from Slaanesh, right? The Idoneth were the first batch of souls pulled from Slaanesh. They were the most damaged by the time they'd spent in Slaanesh, and while the first like Idoneth created, the ones created from those like original souls, were fine. Their children had a high chance of coming out with damaged souls.
Crazy.
Yes.
The implications.
Yep. That was the thing that made them fear Teclis' retribution.
Yeah.
Not even retribution. Like, that's too strong of a word for what Teclis felt towards them, because they were not a thing that he was mad at. They were a thing he was disappointed in the same way you might be disappointed at clay on a potter's wheel. And yeah. And so that is the circumstance that saw the Idoneth retreat from Hish. They crossed the realm gates into Ulgu and hid in the dark places of the world in Ulgu beneath the ocean waves, using their mastery of magic taught to them by Teclis to close the waves off around themselves and survive out in the...
It's a reverse Red Sea.
Yep, the most hidden places of the world.
You gotta... Hey, the ocean? Scary as fuck.
Scary as fuck.
Scary. Mariana Trench? No, thank you.
Yep. Thalassophobia is the fear of large bodies of water.
And
probably a warning for that, for this episode.
Yes. Also, now what do you call it when you're in a hotel pool and suddenly you think of the fact that the giant squid exists? And you're just like, big yikes. I'm in a hotel pool, but also some ancient part of my little reptile brain is like, you're in water. Anything could happen.
It probably falls under thalassophobia, if we're being real.
Glass shark is the most... It's a bam joke, I know. But when I heard that, I'm like, oh, wow. I'm so glad to know that I'm not the only person that has felt this fear of the creature in the pool.
Yep.
Again,
Yep.
hotel pool.
Yep.
Not even the ocean.
Hotel pools are also just their own category of weird.
They are weird, right?
Like,
indoor hotel pool.
Yeah. They just have a unique
everything about them is
awfulness
wrong.
to them. Yeah. I want to use the word liminal, but I don't know if I'd be using it right.
Here's the thing. I think liminal has become more of a vibe descriptor.
That's
depart separate
yeah.
from its original or true definition.
Right. That feels right. But before we talk too much more about fish elves, let's have our segment on game mechanics.
Hey, we're back!
Yeah, we're back. Darian, do you have one you would like to start us off with?
Got another Lorcana pack.
Hell yeah.
It's not a game mechanic thing. It's just the only thing I have to present.
It's a game, yeah.
Azurite C, new booster set just launched. Busted open one. I got not one, not two, not three, but 4 Big Hero 6 cards.
Hell yeah. I love Big Hero 6.
Also, John Silver as the ship's cook from Treasure Planet.
Hell yeah.
Pretty pleased.
I'll be pretentious and say opening packs is a mechanic of trading card games.
My brother Jared recently gifted me 100 20 individual cards.
Hell yeah.
Because he kept buying the box sets that come with 8 booster packs just so he could enjoy opening them.
Yep.
Because he just really likes to open the cards and he enjoys that and then seeing what's in there. But he doesn't want the cards. He doesn't collect Lorcana cards. He's not interested in that. He just likes the experience of opening a pack.
Yeah.
So that's great because it literally tripled the size of my collection. Made me feel legit about this hobby. I literally bought a pack that I'm going to give to him to Christmas.
Aww.
The gift is him getting to open it. The cards are mine. The gift is him opening it.
What a gift. Yeah.
It's what he wants.
Hell yeah.
And so he's so jazzed that I collect these now, so when he needs a dopamine hit, he can justify buying a pack to open because it's a gift for me.
Perfect.
And we all win.
Yeah, we all win. Everybody wins.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
What about, okay, another mechanic of a thing is when you're going to buy a booster pack and the set has different covers.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the same set, but one has Yzma on it, who's pretty good.
Yeah.
But the other one has Baymax on a boat with a floaty. And you're like, I think I want the Baymax one. Would we also say that as a mechanic?
Hell yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. You see all the time, like, the YouTube algorithm knows that we're friends and that I play Magic the Gathering. And so I get a lot of recommendations for like short form content of people opening like booster packs. And that is a dedicated, like there's at least one guy I've seen pretty frequently who will like go to conventions where they have like old sealed booster packs that are, and they'll like lay them out and he'll be like, okay, yeah, I got to pick the one with the like Raichu on it because that's my guy. And it's
That's my guy.
That's absolutely, yeah.
This household spent a lot of time watching booster pack opening videos during pandemic. I just remembered that. Like 3 years ago, the YouTube algorithm was a lot of people opening Pokemon booster packs.
Yeah. COVID was a weird time for everybody.
Was a weird time for everybody. Dalton, what about you?
Yeah, it's kind of a more broad thing, but I have been, not to date this episode, playing latest released Marvel game.
Oh, Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, Marvel Rivals.
DJ's been playing with it. Or
Hell
playing
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff the Shark.
Right?
That's my guy. He was from the run of West Coast Avengers.
Yeah.
That I love that got unjustly canceled after like 6 issues. Fuck you, Marvel.
The essential comic experience. Good series get canceled after 6 issues, and we
Kate
still
Bishop
get
in it, and
Yeah.
America Chavez in it, and Gwenpool was in it. Ugh.
Just our real
Fun.
Our real unspotlighted faves. No need more attention. But I really like how Marvel Rivals, like as a game mechanic, I always love seeing game designers able to take existing thing about a character, like their lore and their personality, and reflect that meaningfully in game mechanics. It's a big part of why I like Magic the Gathering, because they can put like rules text on a card that reflects who a person is. And I think Marvel Rivals has done a really good job of that as well.
Nice.
Just little stuff from like Loki, all his mechanics centering around him creating illusions of himself.
Nice.
And him his ultimate ability letting him turn into someone else on the enemy team, because
Very good. Real tight.
Yes.
I'm really digging the designs.
There's a couple of designs I don't like, but it's just like you're never gonna get a full set.
Yeah.
Like I don't particularly like Wolverine's design in it.
He is very
very wide.
Yeah.
And that's fine because he is supposed to be strong. But the main reason I don't like it is, okay, tiny. Like I said, a mechanic I like, which is that they brought a lot of these characters to life in a way that makes sense for them. I love that like Magneto's ult is Meteor M, and he just like makes a big bundle of metal above himself and then throws it at a guy.
Nice.
But while he's doing that, anyone who shoots their bullets get pulled into it because magnetics.
He's Magneto. Yeah, it's his name.
Yeah, Wanda's has to charge up for a long time, but when it goes off, anyone near her just fucking dies, which is extremely funny.
That's so good.
Right?
I understand just the shark can just take out anyone on the
Yep.
field, including your own teammates. Fuck you. Also interrupts other people's ults.
Yes. Yep.
Very good.
He's just got a great control ult. What are the other fun? All of the heroes have team ups, which I think is wonderful because some of them are lore things and some of them are just like, yeah, if these people were on a team, this probably would work out.
That's so good.
Right? Jeff and Rocket can both ride on Groot's shoulders.
Of course they can.
Yeah. There's a couple of like kind of weird ones where it's just like, okay, we're just trying to get somebody like this person to team up. Like the Punisher team up is with Rocket and Bucky.
Yeah.
And it's just because they all like guns.
Yeah.
And like, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah,
You
okay.
could have given Bucky a team up with, Cap, but whatever.
Bucky doesn't have a team up with Cap?
No.
Wait, that's crazy! Why would you do that?
It's very... All the characters only have... no, that's not even true. I was going to say all the characters only have one team up, but Hulk has 2. So that's not even true. Yeah.
Are they just saving it? Are they going to roll out more
I'm
stuff
sure.
later?
I'm sure they're going to change, because all of them are called like Season 0 team ups, and so
Ah.
I'm sure that's like testing ground, and then we'll have the
Mix 'em up.
some of them will probably stay, because like Hulk and Wolverine's team up is the fastball special, where Hulk can just pick up Wolverine and throw him,
And
because
throw
yeah,
him!
like obviously, yeah.
Absolutely.
I also love because welcome to our Marvel
Welcome to
Rivals
our-
fan cast.
do it
I also love because every game that features the Hulk is a coward, and they just have you play as the Hulk. I love that Marvel Rivals, you always start the match as Banner.
Oh,
Like, and
yeah.
you're running around as Bruce Banner,
yeah.
and he's just got like a gun that shoots gamma radiation.
Okay.
And your goal as Banner is just to do enough damage to get your ult to turn into the Hulk.
That's
which
very
is great.
good.
It's
That's very good.
Right?
Yeah.
Like every game where you can play as the Hulk should let you play as Banner, so you get the contrast, because
that's the
thing.
point
Yes.
of the character.
Yep, that's the
Yep.
whole thing.
This is the whole
It's
ass
the
thing.
whole thing. The one thing I'm going to criticize Marvel Rivals for, and I think it's a valid criticism, is part of the reason I don't like Wolverine's design and I don't like Magneto's design, is because neither is their like classic design, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with a character not being their like classic design. I think it's really interesting actually when characters have like twists to and like plays off of like what they normally look like. I think that's a really interesting thing to communicate something about a different version of a character. And I would be more chill with Wolverine and Magneto's designs in this game if you couldn't buy their original looks in the in-game store for like $16.
No,
Yes,
that's
what it is.
bad.
That's why it's like,
No.
okay, I do actually kind of like bomber jacket Wolverine. Like that's an interesting look. But you've made like the cowl and the yellow and black suit a like Deadpool and Wolverine tie-in, and I have to pay money for it if I want him to look like comic Wolverine. And same thing with Magneto, where his like the helmet and the purple color scheme cost real money in the store.
I'm looking. I've seen the Wolverine one, but I'm
Yeah.
looking up Magneto Marvel.
It's a cool design. Like I don't dislike
Oh, this is
kind of like a Full Metal Magneto thing.
yeah.
But it's
But-
not how he, and like I said, I wouldn't mind as much if you couldn't buy the original suit for money.
Can you do that with everybody or just these two?
It's just this, because a lot of
That's
people,
crazy.
I was going to
That's
say,
crazy.
there's others who are like more or less similar, but their base design is more
Yeah.
close to their original design.
Yeah.
Because like you can also buy the Tom Holland suit for Spider-Man.
Charming. But
Yeah,
Spider-Man suit
but the
looks like
original
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man suit is still just Spider-Man.
Yeah, he just looks like I've seen
Yeah.
Spider-Man. I've seen Venom.
Yeah. I was going to say Venom looks exactly like Venom because he's Venom.
Yeah.
Like,
Because he's
Hulk,
goddamn Venom.
Hulk looks a little bit like Amadeus Cho. I think just because they're trying to because this universe's Hulk is in tune with himself. He's not
Yeah.
the big guy. He's
Okay.
like almost professor adjacent. And so they
Okay.
tried to make him look a little bit less like brute monstrous and a little bit more,
Uh-huh.
which just makes him kind of look like Amadeus Cho's.
I did notice. I saw a
the
video
totally awesome
of the
Hulk,
characters
yeah.
like interacting and stuff.
Yeah.
And
And it's not Amadeus, but it just kind of
Yeah, I
looks
thought he
like
looked-
his. Yeah.
I love Penny Parker's design.
Penny is great.
She's super cute.
Penny's my main currently because
Hey!
yeah, she's a defense hero. She sets like web traps and stuff, and that's totally my playstyle.
Yeah, it is absolutely unhinged to have two designs that are so distinctly unlike the
Yes.
original one and then offer you money. It's like
Yes.
you knew, and that sucks.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Yes, because like I said, a lot of other characters have like their tie-ins.
Or do it for everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of the characters have their other like buyable skins are like specific versions of their costume from like the MCU, like Wanda's like costume that you can buy for her right out the gate is Multiverse of Madness Wanda.
You know, as much as I hate that movie,
It's a
fucking
good
sick
costume.
ass outfit.
It's a good costume.
Hate that
But-
goddamn movie.
But base Wanda looks like she does in the comics, and so it's like
Yeah, it's just
it's not
Wanda-
a huge jump. It's just like ooh, cool stylistic choice because I also like how she looks in this movie.
Yeah, I like her design in
Yeah.
especially in WandaVision.
Yes.
I really like, and that's what it is in multiverse really exists.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyways.
Would any of that make it into the final cut?
Probably some of it.
Hey!
The last couple episodes included most of our rants.
You can take out my entire crazy-ass tirade. That really shaped the energy. How far are we in this episode? Oh, damn. We got fish elves to talk about.
We got fish elves to talk about. So let's talk about fish elves.
Let's talk about... So, at the top, I would like to say my opinion on fish elves, largely sympathetic. I feel bad for these poor fishies.
Yeah.
Now, Dalton has indicated that my opinion is very likely to change dramatically over the course of this episode, which is why I wanted to state it at the front so you, dear listener, can enjoy this character arc with me.
I think it's going to be more complicated than just a, fall from grace in your eyes.
Is it going to be, I will live in the place where the trees would eat you, to I see the tree and say, never mind, I will never live there? I would rather live in the place where the trees will eat you. And then the arc is, nope! I saw what they look like.
Maybe. We're gonna take a little journey to down where it's wetter, down by the sea. We had to. So, despite their attempting to, isolate themselves from Teclis, the Idoneth don't stay wholly in Ulgu for long. They quickly gain a mastery of ocean magics. Nice. They say what you will about the Idoneth, they are still nominally the children of Teclis. So they are very skilled at magic. They're very good at organizing and kind of the structural stuff that it takes to make a functioning society. They're just living on the fringes of it. Yeah. And they have unique needs that they have to fulfill to keep existing is the big one. There's a running theme that we're going to see with Idoneth, where we've talked a little bit about Lumineth and how Lumineth caused the Spirefall and drew Slaaneshi demons in through their ambition and whatnot. We're going to see a running theme with the Idoneth where the big difference between the Idoneth and the Lumineth, both are, even in lore, both sometimes get called the children of Teclis, but where Lumineths were given every advantage in the world and it led them to ruin, the Idoneth have nothing. Yeah. They are starting from zero, but they are still approaching the world in a similar fashion.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So... Idoneth quickly spread out into the other realms. They will sneak up from the ocean or find realm gates in the ocean that allow them to move between the different realms from Ulgu.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Just hang out on a beach on somewhere else and then, oh God, fish elves! That's some cryptid shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's some Loch Ness monster-ass legends. There are just small beachside towns in... Where would there actually be a beachside town, maybe?
Gairan.
Gairan, great.
Realm of life, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was thinking it's fine now. Everything's fine now. We fixed that. And then just sometimes... Gotta watch. There's this old man with an eye patch and a scraggly voice who just warns the local children about the fish elves.
Don't go near the water.
Yes, thank you.
A lot of Idoneth actually do end up in Gairan. Yeah, that's why it was top of my brain. Gairan, being the realm of life, helps to soothe their aching, damaged souls, and so
sad.
It comes to be seen as kind of it's not their main realm. Most Idoneth still identify with Ulgu as kind of their home plane. Yeah, but a lot of Idoneth houses the two kind of biggest clans of Idoneth because it lets them operate a little bit more freely with that life magic flowing into them.
Okay.
Yeah, enclave is what you call a group of Idoneth. They're an enclave.
It's called not a school.
Nope. Yeah. Right.
Or a pod.
They have schools, but a group of them is called an enclave.
You'd find an enclave of Idoneth children in the school.
Yes. Okay. Before the Idoneth split, before they ran off, Teclis was Teclis was trying to. It's the same thing they did to the Lumineth. Teclis was basically trying to mold them into the elves of old. Teclis just wanted his own civilization back.
Yes. Bad parenting.
Yep.
Real bad parenting.
Yep. I'm just going to make you me, basically.
Yeah. I have this idea for what my family and my children are going to be, and you will be that way.
Yes. Teclis is a bad father. Teclis does not have like biological children, but
Yeah.
the Idoneth and Lumineth have not benefited greatly from
Yeah.
Teclis's.
It's like people that do IVF for bad reasons.
Yes.
To be
Yeah.
like, well, because I want to pick the gender and
Yeah.
their IQ and all these
Yeah.
things. And it's like, big yikes.
Right. We're tiptoeing a little bit around eugenics. No,
Yeah.
thank you. So
Teclis would, though. Teclis does.
Teclis
actively.
explicitly did. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things that the Idoneth learned from Teclis that was just like a tidbit at the time, but that they have like more embraced with their new life under the ocean, is Teclis taught them of all of the old elven gods.
Okay. They're
Yeah.
dead, but sure.
Yeah, they're dead, but Teclis
You
wanted...
are the elven
I was
gods.
gonna say Teclis and
Teclis?
Tyrion. Teclis and Tyrion are definitely like the Hishian elven gods. We've
Yeah.
also got Malarian, but we don't know what he's doing. And now we have
no-
Marathi.
Wait, and we have
yeah.
Marathi.
we now have Marathi. And kind of Valarial, but she doesn't really think of herself as an elf anymore. But
Yeah, I also don't even count her when I think of like elf gods. I do not think of Valarial.
yeah, she didn't help with the retrieval of souls from Slaanesh specifically.
That also might be the reason
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was not involved in that shenanigan.
Yeah. Well, she specifically sees the elves as a past season. She was like, this is not a thing that we should trudge back up.
Yeah.
Like, this is a thing that was. I'm going to make my own.
Yeah,
like,
she is
people.
literally the
Yeah.
cycle of nature is
Yes.
always going forward. I joke about like them texting each other and how
Yeah.
I can't answer his goddamn phone. But like when Teclis was like getting the band, like we're gonna go capture Slaanesh and get the elves back and the souls back. Just like she sees her phone and like text pops up from Teclis and she's like, block.
Yeah.
Doesn't even read it. Was invited to that party. Did decline.
Alariel is in the Elven God group chat, but she's had it muted for the last like 3 ages. Yeah.
And she was added, never responded. There's literally, you can scroll back where it's like, Alariel was added by Teclis. And it's like, Teclis is like, welcome to the chat. And all the responses. And she just didn't ever, her little bubble of the last thing she saw is still at the top of the chat.
Yeah.
Like she saw the fact that she was added and then muted it.
Malarian keeps changing the name of the group chat.
Yes.
And Teclis keeps getting mad at him.
It's like, don't you have anything better to do? And the answer is no, apparently I don't think so.
Probably not.
Canonic lore-wise, no.
We have no idea. But so the Idoneth, before they split off, they learn of all the old elven gods. They learn of Cain, old god of murder. Yep. They learn of Daith, the elven god of craft works.
Nice.
They learn of... that's the only 2 elven gods that come to the top of my brain.
Are the only 2 that are relevant to this episode?
They're not irrelevant to this episode.
Oh, damn, okay.
The one that's relevant to this episode is they learn of Mathlon,
okay,
who is the elven god of the sea.
Yeah. Very relevant to this episode.
He's almost like a footnote when Teclis is talking about him, because like the High Elves worshipped Mathlon just as like a trade deity almost, because like the elves lived on a donut. That's not any less crazy, actually, now that I say that.
I was so fascinated about how that swap could have happened. And you're right, it's no less crazy with your correction.
Ulthuan, the elven homeland, is largely based on... it's supposed to be both what if England was huge and like syncretized with Atlantis is supposed to be kind of like the elven homeland, Ulthuan. And so it is a big like ring of like mountains and plainlands in what would be our Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
But everyone calls it the donut.
Yeah,
you would. It's a donut. Yeah,
it's a donut. You call it the bagel, and that's not better.
No,
so the donut it is.
Yeah. So the High Elves worshipped Mathlon as, like they might pray to him to avoid storms, but they would pray to them for their ships to get where they needed them to go, because the elves mostly traded with the outside world.
You have to.
Yeah. Like the elves have 100,000 elves who can all make the perfect like tea or whatever, because perfection's a high part of elven culture, but they know humans will pay through the nose for that shit.
Yeah.
So that's, but so Teclis teaches the elves about Mathlon, and for a long time that's not really anything until the Idoneth are forced to flee into the ocean, and that kind of gets them like into that position where they're like, well, we can't really pray to Teclis anymore.
Yeah.
And this other guy's dead, but I don't know. There's something
There's
like
something here.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's something there about like we feel kind of abandoned. We feel kind of victims of the fate of like what Slaanesh did to the previous world.
Yeah.
There's something there with like worshiping a god who also suffered that fate.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Hey, do the elves know about the soul Slaanesh thing?
it depends.
Interesting. Not what this episode is about, but it occurred to me that I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, it depends on the elf, basically. High-ranking elves kind of eventually learn it. Anyone who knows about the Idoneth knows it from like the outside, basically, because they can kind of put two and two together. And the Idoneth and the Idoneth know, because it is like their condition, basically, that they have to deal with.
I was just wondering if Teclis had like made up some sort of cover story.
No. He wanted them to be perfect. Idoneth in the Elven language means the secluded people. It's a self-imposed title. They literally are just hiding. Like they're distant from the other elves, and they're hiding a like consequence at the hand of Teclis that seemingly he is not interested in pursuing anymore, but that is a hard thing to, it's a hard thing to trust.
Yeah, but he could change his mind at any time.
Correct.
He could suddenly decide he wants a new hobby at any time.
Correct. Something I thought was really interesting when I was reading up on the Idoneth and kind of their like societal layout and stuff. In addition to Mathlon, a lot of Idoneth still worship Teclis as their god.
Crazy.
Like they're hiding from him. They like fear his kind of retribution. But a lot of Idoneth still see him as like their chief divinity. Like he brought them into the world. He gave them life. He taught them. Like,
he checks all the boxes of being a god. So
yeah. He's quote unquote wrathful, even though that's not really the like emotion he's approaching it from. Yeah,
you can't even credit him with wrathful.
Right.
That would be a compliment, at least. Care about something.
There's definitely, we're going to see a lot of, I don't want to call it self-loathing because that feels too strong. But like, yeah, like there's a mentality among some Idoneth that like, yeah, they are imperfect. And that's not a thing that they should shy away from. And the fact that Teclis saw it in them was not a fault of Teclis, and that they can try and do better. It's not a healthy mindset, mind you.
Yeah.
But it is an easy one maybe to fall into when you are in the position that the Idoneth are.
For sure.
Yeah. The Idoneth are very deeply tragic, I think, is the main thing we're going to find in this episode. Yeah. The next bullet point on my list, though, and we've already talked about this a little bit with Morathi, but we're going to hammer it home again here with the Idoneth. Idoneth are also part of Grand Alliance Order. They don't want chaos to win any more than anyone does. Their society requires like structure. Those are kind of the two big. They don't directly work with like Stormcast and stuff basically ever, but they could because they're broadly on the same side. Yeah. Order does not mean good.
No.
It just means order.
Yeah.
And Idoneth are going to show us a little bit of that. Like, so the Idoneth are tragic, but they definitely do bad shit.
It's tragic, but inexcusable.
Yes. Yeah. So in its ideal, right, order is the structures that are required to create like a better quality of life, right? That's the idea behind like the Stormcast and stuff. Yeah. They're not showing up and implementing tyrannies. They're just trying to lay groundwork for society to like flourish. So the Idoneth aren't on that end of the spectrum where it's like, okay, we are just trying to like implement some ground rules for everyone to live peacefully. Idoneth live in an extremely regimented, strict society. Woof. It is kind of a consequence of survival is where we come at it from because Idoneth, the vast majority of Idoneth, somewhere approaching like 85%, are born with damaged souls.
Wait, what? Not all of them, though?
Not all of them.
I guess we'll get to that.
Yeah, some are still born with their souls intact, even in later generations.
The concept of souls in regards to the Idoneth, and then all of AOS, is just really getting close to the concept of hearts in Kingdom Hearts, where it feels like it can mean whatever we need it to mean right now.
Souls,
it means a thing, but also it can kind of fluctuate.
All the mechanics of how souls work aren't super well understood in like AOS.
As I said,
but
Hearts and Kingdom Hearts.
Yep. But the thing we know is that like every person has a soul.
Yeah.
When you die, your soul goes to Shaiish. And after residing in Shaiish for an indeterminate amount of time, that could be millennia. It just kind of depends on the individual. It depends on where they are in Shaiish. Your soul like deteriorates into base components, and those base components rejoin like the firmament and are the base components for new souls to be created. So it's not reincarnation.
Not no.
But when like two people have a kid, that kid's soul is made from those raw materials of like older deteriorated souls. Yes.
This is existential. We need to move on.
Yeah.
I can't dwell on that for too long.
Something about Idoneth means that process goes wrong more often than it goes right.
That's a bummer.
That's the issue. So about 85% of all Idoneth who are born with those damaged souls. And they need, like when they are born, other souls like infused into them for them to survive. Yep. And that has to happen immediately. Like that is, you are born, and we have, thankfully, the Idoneth with damaged souls can have that need fulfilled by like lesser souls.
Okay.
So that is, you are born and we are going to like sacrifice a big fish right now to keep you alive. Yeah. Yep. Or we're going to, sacrifice this like boar we've been keeping alive with water magic. Specifically for this purpose. Like we knew a big, like birthing was going to happen soon. Any Idoneth born with a damaged soul are called Namarti.
Okay.
And Idoneth exist in a strict caste system to keep like function happening. Is at least how they justify it to themselves. Namarti are the bottom of the caste.
That's rude.
Yeah. It's kind of the consequence of being born with a partial soul. Not directly, but that's how.
Your whole society is like built on the fact that this is a reality.
Yes.
That sucks.
Right.
That you put these people at the bottom.
Right. Namarti are at the bottom. They're also the vast majority.
Of course. That's why they're at the bottom.
That's why they're at the bottom. Yeah.
If they were very rare, they probably end up getting to be revered as like some sort of like figurehead or like priesthood. But because they're the most, we have to put them at the bottom because we can't let the majority be in good condition. Otherwise, the people at the top don't get to be comfortable.
Yep. Namarti require souls to live. That's also the other thing. Namarti require souls to live, and they require lesser souls at birth, but they are the Idoneth that need the souls that are gathered from raids.
Yeah.
Like an adult Namarti needs souls from like greater beings.
Crazy.
Yep.
What a wild thing.
Right. Without like a somewhat steady supply of souls, Namarti die. Their soul just wastes their body away. And that's why the Idoneth have to raid, basically.
Where are we at on this being an allegory for birth defects? Is that right?
Actually kind of far away.
Yes. Yeah, but not like an intentional, like not saying that was intentional, but like, I don't know. It's a genetic component inherent in the society that leaves individuals constantly needing some sort of external thing to allow them to just maintain survival. Yeah. And then what is the cost of that survival? Right.
I think that is actually it obviously gets hazy when the thing that like Namarti need to live is like the deaths of other people. Yeah. But yeah, there's definitely a component there too. You could make a compelling argument for it being allegorical for not even just like birth defects, but like genetic disease or like being born with like type 1 diabetes, right? Yeah. Like needing insulin constantly to stay alive. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, my initial reaction about it not being a birth defect thing is that one of the weird quirks of Namarti is that they are, quote, born physically perfect. Yeah. Namarti have... Namarti are like Steve Rogers post Super Soldier Serum, like peak elf, which is wild, right? I don't know what part of having half a soul makes your body more. Maybe that's it. Maybe their body just like develops better because they don't have soul weighing it down. Like, I'm not sure.
Dear listener, seen that meme? That weird white creature with the fur that just like. Yeah. Just think of that. Continue.
physically perfect has one caveat though,
Yes, it does.
and it's because Namarti because the gap in a Namarti soul, especially when they are born like beneath the waves, and their like society is propped up by tidal magic.
Yeah.
Namarti are born with that empty part of their soul filled with tidal magic.
What does that mean?
Namarti,
I'm sure not to explain, but goodness.
Namarti are ocean creatures.
Yeah.
Specifically, they are creatures of the deep ocean. All Namarti
Spooky as
are
fuck.
all Namarti are born physically perfect and completely blind. Because they don't need eyes in the dark places or in the deep dark places of the world.
No, it's not a but physically perfect, except for they are physically perfect for the environment that they are surviving in.
Yes.
That is exactly what they need to be.
Yep. Namarti cannot see like the visible light spectrum, but Namarti can see souls.
That's spooky.
It's spooky as fuck. Namarti operate in society by like navigating the world by their like ability to perceive souls around them, both of like sentient creatures, like knowing who an individual is by being able to recognize their soul, animals and sea creatures and stuff, and also the funniest implication in Age of Sigmar, there are multiple places that specify that like physical structures constructed for Namarti to like operate independently, like without the help of like full-souled Idoneth, are constructed explicitly out of coral so that they can see it.
It's alive.
Because it's alive, which does like I love the implication that coral has souls.
They're alive.
They're alive, yeah. Like I just like that, like conferred, like it's kind of a funny,
just the little polyps.
Yeah, like. And so, like, Namarti, like, housing...
Swinging on this wild pendulum of being, like, so upset and then truly delighted.
That's kind of the Idoneth experience. So, like, Namarti, like, housing and stuff like that is always constructed out of coral so that they can meaningfully navigate it because they can see it.
It's designed for them.
Yeah, which is cool. Like, it's an interesting adaptation. Like, this is one of the things I think is, again... It's interesting with the Idoneth, where obviously caste system bad, like
always bad,
rigid structures of power that place you at the bottom of a power hierarchy based on how you were born, bad. But the fact that the like full-souled Idoneth nevertheless have like gone to great lengths to, because there's nothing stopping the full-souled Idoneth from just like leaving. And just like doing their own society, letting the Namarti die at birth and just being like a small group. But
that's they could just be like, we're not going to put in the effort to sacrifice this big fish.
Yeah. And like all the raids we have to do to like sustain like the Namarti and stuff. But they are. And like, it's interesting. It speaks to a weird, I think,
not
compulsion.
So what are they getting out of it? If they have a caste system that automatically puts these individuals at the bottom as if they are less valuable, because this is what a caste system is, then putting this time, energy, and resource into them would only be because folks in the higher castes get something directly from the Namarti existing. Yeah. It's not to be cynical.
No,
great. What shitty thing are they getting out of this?
There is definitely I'm not going to pretend like there's not an element of power. Like, obviously, the Namarti being the bottom of a caste means that everybody else is above them in the caste. But I think a lot of it is genuinely ideological. Like, I think there is genuinely just a pervasive ideological bent amongst the Idoneth as a whole that the Namarti are still their people. And it's important to... like help and protect and care for them as they would anyone else. And that's like kind of hard to square, right? With like the caste thing. Yeah.
Because don't have that element and everything else is like, all right, this is the way the society is structured.
Right. It's interesting. And like I said, it speaks to...
Who put it the caste system? Did they get it from Teclis?
A little bit, yeah. Because they kind of styled themselves off of like traditional high elven structures, which didn't have a caste system, but it did have. It kind of had a light caste system because it had
it's a caste system. It's diet.
It had a nobility system, which is just a caste system in nicer clothes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a caste system at a costume party.
Yeah. So we've talked a little bit about the Namarti, and we're going to talk more about the Namarti, but just laying out our cast here real quick. There are 2 other levels to the cast. There are just above the
I'll
way
check
above
the playbill and see the cast.
yeah, way above the Namarti, but not at the top of the cast, are the Isharan. Isharan is how they're
That's
called.
spelled bad too.
It's not too bad. Isharann. Isharan.
All right, that does spell like it sounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isharan are born with full souls.
Okay.
So they're not Namarti. But they're
And
still.
are they pre-Super Soldier Serum, Steve Rogers?
Yeah, they're basically normal elves. They're normal by the standards of elves.
Standard elf.
Yeah. The thing
they have normal souls, standard elf aesthetic. This is your basic model elf.
Yeah. They're still Idoneth, so like they can breathe underwater and they can swim very well, just as a consequence of being Idoneth.
Do they have like web? How fishy are the Idoneth?
A little fishy. They have webbed fingers and toes. Almost all Idoneth models aren't wearing shoes for that reason. Of
course. You can't swim in shoes.
No, you can't swim in shoes.
Crazy. What kind of monster?
Full-souled Idoneth are less fishy than Namarti because there's not a gap in their soul for tide magic to get into. Yep, that's the kicker. So Isharan, the thing that sets Isharan apart, they're born with full souls.
Yep.
And at birth or slightly thereafter, they have some affinity for magic.
Okay.
Magical affinity is something that anyone can be born with. It seems to be like a part of your soul on some level. Anyone can learn magic, but some people are just going to be better at it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. It's basically just like natural talent.
Like some people just like weirdly good at the piano from the jump.
Absolutely.
But anyone can learn how to be like excellent at it with time and effort.
Correct. The Idoneth are living under like a clock though, and they're living of like needing to collect souls and stuff, and they're living under harsh conditions, so they don't have time for anyone can like work hard to become a wizard if they want to. It's if you are born with innate talent for it, congratulations, you are Isharan now. You don't get a say in the matter.
Yeah, you are now the fish elf wizard.
Yes. Isharan are born with an innate talent for magic. They are trained as wizards. Basically from birth, they are just shipped off to their own basically boarding schools. And
it's fish wizard school, and inside the classroom in the school, you will find an enclave of fish wizards.
Yep. Isharan, again, we see like a weird consequence of the caste system here because Isharan are not the highest rung of the caste system, but they are de facto the most important people for Idoneth society to work because Isharan are trained in 2 schools of magic. They are trained in tidal magic,
of course,
which is everything to do with it's both.
I love tidal magic as like a word.
Right.
I think it's very good.
It's very good.
Evocative. It says exactly what it's about.
Right. That's everything from like keeping strong currents from like destroying buildings or like just making other parts of the sea like calmer so that people can move through it to like constructing buildings with tidal magic. And the really important one, some Isharan are trained in soul magic.
There it is.
Because like
that's pretty important.
That's the
80%
ball
of your
game.
population need to be fed souls regularly.
That's the whole ball game, fam. Like. And so the Isharan are essential for both like daily living and those like raids. Like the Isharan are the ones who scout out like big population centers to raid for souls. They're the ones who do the actual extracting of souls in combat. Yeah. But they're not the top of the cast.
No. Tell me what useless sea slug is at the top of the cast. Not to insult sea slugs. They are usually stunning.
These guys win my award for most on-the-nose name in Age of Sigmar, by the way.
What?
Because the top of the cast are the Achelians, which is one pronunciation off from being the Achillean fish.
Okay.
I know as a whole have kind of a vaguely Greek aesthetic.
I can see that.
Yeah. They got kind of the helmets, and like I said, they're led by Achilleans. So to their credit, the Achelians basically land almost on a like historical Spartan like area.
Okay.
Where it is expected that Achelians are the raid leaders. where Isharan are removed and taught magic very early. Achelians start their military training basically immediately. All Achelians are drafted into the Idoneth military immediately.
Not the elves that are essentially super soldier perfect.
A lot of Namardi also serve in the military, but you don't have to as a Namardi. That's the difference.
Okay.
Yeah. Achelians have to serve in the military.
And what makes one an Achelian?
You're born with a full soul. You're born with a full soul and no affinity for magic.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought all of them had full soul affinity.
Yep. Achelians are just standard elves. They're Idoneth, so they're still, like, they can breathe underwater, they can swim well, but they are just baseline elves.
And are there the fewest of them?
Yes.
So...
Well, sorry, Isharan are the smallest caste because
Okay.
it's just Achelians who are also good at magic.
Okay, that's what... Okay.
Yeah. But Achelians are the second smallest caste. It's probably like a 5% are Isharan, 10% are Achelians, 85% are Namardi.
This is stupid. Not as a story lore thing.
Yeah.
This is very fun and interesting,
Yeah.
and I'm having a good... Their society. They live in a society.
They do.
It's
They certainly do.
underwater. It vanished beneath the waves. And perhaps should stay there.
Achelian are nobility. They are trained in military affairs, but they are not trained in here's how you hold a sword, here's how you shoot a bow. They are trained in here's tactics, here's how you do a pincer maneuver, here's how you ride properly.
Yeah.
Because literally the English word knight is a derivation of the French word for man on horse, right? Like that is the defining feature of like nobility, is like being able to ride. Achelians exclusively reserve the right to ride sea creatures into battle, for example.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. What a mood.
Yeah. The reason Achelians are like force drafted into the military is because they are its leaders. Achelians are taught tactics. Achelians are taught to be excellent generals. And when their time in the military is done, Achelians retire into statecraft, into being council members and leaders and kings, depending on
very
the
Roman.
enclave. Yeah. It's very Roman. It's very Greek. Yeah.
Very good, yeah.
Like I said, that's kind of the Spartan mold that they're fitting into as well, right?
Yeah.
Every Spartan man was in the military until they were 35, and then they could retire into being a council member or whatever.
Crazy.
Yep.
I mean, great.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Wild.
Yep.
Oh my god, that dude is riding on a sea unicorn.
So, our first image, that is an Achelian. He is riding on I don't remember what it's called.
No, it's the one thing I want to know about this image.
It's a
Dalton.
big horned
What
seahorse.
is
I can find it. I can find it super fast.
It's got claws.
Deep mare.
Nice. Okay.
It's called a deep mare.
Deep mare's good.
You can see one, riding upon a deep mare. Deep mares specifically are the steeds of nobility, like the highest ranking nobility. So that person is an Achelian king or Achelian queen.
Looks pretty noble. Yeah, I can see it.
The next picture in our slideshow is just like a group of Achelian knights.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm digging it.
Riding their eels into battle.
Whooping in.
More scar eels are what those are called. Those ones I know. They are electric.
Yeah, they are. Of
Kicks
course
ass.
they are.
Yeah. The next...
It'd be a bummer if they weren't electric.
Right. The next one is our Isharan cast.
An octopus.
Yep. So the Isharan cast has a bunch of different like subspecializations of magic in it, even amongst like tide and souls. So you have your the guy in front there with like a little lantern hanging off of his helmet.
Stupid helmet. Go on.
That is an Achelian soul render, or he is an Isharan soul render. He is on the front line of battles, snatching the souls of dead enemy combatants.
Yoink.
Yep. And also snatching the souls of Idoneth who die and putting them back.
Oh my god! Just no!
It doesn't always work, but yeah, there's a pretty good chance if you take a lethal wound in a fight as an Idoneth, a Achelian soul render might just grab it and shove it back into your body to keep you going. Yeah.
Not yet. What do we say to the god of death?
Yeah, yep. The gal on the left there.
Also wearing a stupid helmet?
Yes. She's an elf. She has to.
By law.
That is an Achelian tidecaster. So specialized in tide magics. When Idoneth raid on the land, tidecasters come with them to project the Aether Sea, which is...
Come again?
The Aether Sea.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yep.
Go on.
Idoneth have discovered a type of magic. This is like notable.
Is that how those ills were flying through the air?
Yes.
Hell yeah!
Idoneth are notable in that they're one of the few like groups who are doing kind of like active magical research. Like a lot of other groups just kind of fall back into magics that they knew in the like beforehand. But basically all of this like tidal magic and stuff is things that the Idoneth invented to like facilitate their way of life.
That's pretty tight.
Right?
That's
It's really interesting. But the Aether Sea is a thing that tidecasters just like project around themselves that lets Idoneth function on land as if they were still underwater.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, right. Idoneth don't charge you; they swim directly at you through the
so
air.
Upsetting. Like in a cool way.
Yeah. The guy with the brazier on the right is a Isharan soul guide. So
he looks like a vampire.
A little bit, yeah. He's mapping out where souls can be found, like where the biggest groups are, guiding people towards them. He's like the ship, or he's like the navigator when raids go out. And then the guy in the back we're going to talk about later, that's actually a like famous face.
The dude with the octopus?
Yep.
Nice.
I think his name is Loturn. I've got it in my notes here. Lotan. He's Warden of the Soul Ledgers.
Nice.
Which is a good title. And then the next picture is our Namarti.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are extra spooky.
Yep.
They just like... They have eyes where eyes would be, but there be no eyes.
Yep.
Not even empty socket.
I was going to say, they have
There's just skin over where I would be.
They got the
Girl,
brow
like
bones.
you.
Oh.
It is my cat. She has but one eye.
You can see. So, unlike, while the quote-unquote like noble forms of war are reserved for Akellians, Akellians are trained in like mounted combat and kind of like larger scale tactics. Namarti are plentiful, and they are skilled enough that they don't receive the same kind of specialized training. So they are derisively, it's referred to, they are derisively trained in quote unquote peasant warfare. Just, you are strong from being who you are.
Yeah.
We're going to give you like a glaive or a spear, a weapon that you don't need a ton of training to use, and we're going to send your massed numbers at the enemy.
God, that seems like a waste for something that is baseline.
Right.
Really built to be a warrior.
Right.
Like, is stronger, tougher, more athletic. Again, I'm just assuming, basing off of the Steve Rogers Super Soldier Serum comparison. You train these fools up, like... why are we already doing a bunch of resources? Like, yeah, they're blind, but they can see the other souls. So they could definitely, like, target the enemy.
Right.
This seems like someone just doesn't want to try.
It's kind of, like I said, we see a weird intersection of, like, we don't want to train Namarti because, like, they might die from not getting, like, access to souls. They don't have that normal elven longevity because of their damaged souls. So
it's viewed as, like, a waste to invest in them?
That's kind of and you
we'll
can
keep
see
you
that
alive,
cast thing.
But only to continue to use you in warfare.
Congratulations, you found the thing.
There it is. I've been trying to find the thing. I'm like, where is the thing?
This is a system that self-perpetuates
there
under the guise of, like, we are preserving and continuing our, like, society. Like, you could try and do something else, but you're already doing this.
The only reason they build the coral houses is so they don't have to continue to invest energy and resources into caring for the Namarti when they are not actively on the battlefield.
You got it. Namarti, I was
there are more of you. You could kill them.
I was very specific in saying the Namarti houses are built out of coral.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Isharan houses aren't.
Of course.
So that it's harder for Namarti to navigate them.
Because they know they wouldn't stand a fucking chance. We team up the Namarti. We team up the magic users. Because why do these fucking fools get to be in charge? No, the wizards. And the scary deep sea fish elves.
Yeah.
It's like this line from Thud by Terry Pratchett where Commander Samuel Vines is like, I don't really like chess.
Yeah.
I don't get why if the pawns from both sides just worked together, they could overthrow the king in like 4 moves.
This whole board could be a democracy in 4 moves. This whole board could be a democracy. Yeah. Well, like I said, it's kind of the unfortunate thing of like suppressed classes throughout history is like, yeah, you're right. The Namarti, like even with all of the little like institutional things that the Isharan and the Akelians have put in place, the Namarti probably could rise up and successfully overthrow them. And then who's going to organize the next soul raid?
They will. That's why you keep the wizards.
They can't see.
They can see
souls, but they can't see maps. They can't see materials to forge weapons. You're getting the thing.
Okay. We in humanity, folks who do not have visual sight, are able to navigate. The world is not built for them, but they are able to.
Right.
They have just been told you would be lost without us.
Yes.
But they are perfectly capable of creating their own ways around it.
Yes.
They know this. They don't know this. They've been. That's also where the whole "we are imperfect and deserve to suffer because Teclis was right" thing comes from.
Yes, I was gonna say the Namarti feel that intensely, but the rest of the Idoneth do and feel that as well. It's like I said, it is a self-perpetuating negative system that exists basically just to keep itself existing, and that is the tragic thing of the Idoneth.
Yeah.
Is that because there are almost certainly Akelians and like Isharan who think that this also is the best possible system, who do genuinely feel for the Namarti and are just trying to help them and can't see past like trying to build something better.
Yeah, because it's very apparently like circling back to like these individuals have like essentially a chronic illness where they need this other thing to survive, and in order to do that, we gotta go raid some coastal towns.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. But you've built a system where that will always be the case.
Yes. That's it, right? Like it's almost kind of because like that's how the Idoneth sustain themselves like very early on, is that they just had to raid because they didn't have any structures. Yeah. It was just a like when the Namarti start to look sick, we go and raid. And now it's built into this huge system that certainly basically no Namarti ever feel that like drain of needing souls.
Yeah.
But that's all in service of being the lowest rung on the ladder. Yeah. Right? And
it's like they're going up there to get souls, but there are other things you get when you go to war and win.
Yeah.
That the other classes that don't need souls must be benefiting from.
Yes. Yeah, they don't just take souls. They take treasure, they take resources. And a lot of those resources go back into funding the war effort. Weapons don't come from nowhere. But
because you have to,
Yeah, but like I said, it's all cyclical. It's all, and it's part of it's also rooted in their like inability to trust. Like
they could get seeing eye dolphins.
Yeah. Actually,
the dolphins, I bet.
Actually, I have bad news. So we were talking about like the Isharan and their different like schools of magic and stuff. One of the Isharan like groups, like schools of magic, is the taming of sea creatures.
Okay.
So sea creatures don't have mammal brains. You cannot meaningfully tame like a fish.
I didn't say fish. I said dolphin.
I know, but we're getting there. You can't meaningfully tame like an ocean animal just because that's not how their brain works. You can instill habits in them. Yeah. But you're never going to get the loyalty of like a dog from from like an ocean creature.
For that, right? Like
and so all of the animals that the Idoneth use in warfare and in domestic practice and stuff are not tamed. They are mind controlled.
Also, and that's another problem. We've just used a shortcut rather than doing the hard effort of like domesticating these creatures.
Yes. And for whatever reason, my headcanon is because it's like the title magic, it's rooting through like the same reason Namarti don't have souls. For whatever reason, the only way you can make that like mind control magic stick, so it is a spell you cast once and that animal is permanently like under your control, is by blinding them.
See, it's the problem is you can't break out of the cyclical cycle.
Yep.
Right? They're just using mind control on the creatures forever, so you can't use them as a seeing eye dolphin. But if you weren't mind controlling the creature and just actually working to domesticate, you spent all this time inventing fucking tidal magic. Mm-hmm. You couldn't invent a goddamn seeing eye octopus?
Truly.
No! A seeing eye, an octopus as a service animal would be so useful!
Yep. We just referenced Lotan. That's explicitly what his octopus is for. Like, it's to help him, like, organize stuff and, like, keep, like, because he's a warden. He's a keeper of the soul ledgers. So he's literally working with paperwork all the time. Yeah. And the octopus is literally there to help him, like, organize and stuff. But,
octopuses are stupid smart. You could spend a few generations of octopi training and breeding them, and you would have everybody gets an octopus.
Truly, the Idoneth are the children of Teclis. Like I said at the top of the episode, the Idoneth are the Lumineth, but starting at the bottom of the ladder, right? Like, that's fundamentally the issue.
Same place where it's like somebody outside is like, no, but if you just didn't do it this way, it would be so much better for everybody.
Yep.
And then you could have a different kind of economy where you are providing trained sea creatures as pets and companions to the other people. People like that. I'm sure Gairan would love to have friendly dolphin companions or trained octopi.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? This is we could revamp the entire economy based on being like pedigreed dogs. Not puppy mills. That's not what I'm saying.
No, yeah.
You rescue abandoned baby octopi.
Pedigree fish.
Pedigree fish. God damn it. I'm so mad. Mad at Teclis.
This is the tragedy of the Idoneth.
Always mad about. It always boils down to fucking Teclis.
Let's talk a little bit about like Idoneth society at large. So
we have
our we have our caste system. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about like the political structures of Idoneth society.
Okay.
So generally, an enclave, which is like the largest like organizational thing, we say enclave in the same way we might say like a nation of Idoneth.
Okay.
Enclaves generally are led by councils. It depends on the enclave. Some do have like single monarchical rulers. But even when an enclave is led by a council, every person on that council is a king or queen. Okay. They're very like set on like all of us are equals at this like table, which is ironic given that everyone at the table is an Akelian.
Yeah,
right?
Of course you're all equal at the table.
Right.
You're all in the top caste system that you invented.
Right. Generally, just for like resource distribution, all the members of an enclave won't live in the same physical location. They'll be spread out so that they have different raiding grounds, largely, but they will meet for like council meetings and whatnot. This is the thing that's going to blow the whole lid off of everything that we've been talking about in like the most interesting way. Okay. I think, despite their title, Akelian kings and queens aren't hereditary positions.
Okay.
And there's a good reason for that.
It's because they can't reproduce?
It's because Akelians have no guarantee that their children will also be Akelians.
I was wanting to know this. This is what I was wanting to know is like, what are the roll the dice odds on?
Here's the other thing. Akelians can have Namarti children. And Namarti can have Akelian children.
That's what I was waiting for. I was like wanting to know. I'm like, okay. You are born into this class system, but your children may not be born into that caste system.
Correct.
Because it is... That's also what's interesting. I was like wondering, I'm like, what is the genetic? It's not. It's not a genetic component. It's
not
just,
genetic.
But it is because it's the Idoneth. It's not going to happen to the Lumineth.
Correct.
It's not going to happen to anyone else. You're not going to have this suddenly happening just like some other race of like dwarves or humans or somewhere else. Like it's never going to happen anywhere else. It's just in this one population, no matter how many generations go down the line.
And we do know it's dominant because we know that
because
like
it's the most
Idoneth. If an Idoneth has a child with a like Lumineth elf, their child can inherit the soul curse.
Fucking crazy.
Yep.
Can and most likely will.
Yes. I was gonna say they definitely do get it. They just still might be born Akelian, right?
Yes.
So their soul is still intact, and you won't know till maybe in like 2 generations they have a kid and they're a
Namarti. They still carry the gene.
Yes. Yep. Or the soul curse.
The soul curse.
And so that's also what makes it complicated. I kind of buried the lead a little bit here.
I love how you structure episodes, Dalton. It allows me to be completely unhinged.
I buried the lead a little bit here because I said earlier that if they wanted to, the Akelians and the Asharan could leave the Namarti behind and just go off and have their own little full-souled society. But they can't because there's no guarantee that our tiny 15% slice of the population wouldn't have a whole generation of Namarti kids.
Yeah.
And then you're done. Right?
Yeah, and then your generation's over.
Yeah.
Then your population is done because...
Yes. So that's the real secret to it, right? Not even secret. Like
So
for
that's
every
the
Akelian,
crux.
yes, for every Akelian who genuinely believes that this is the best way to structure society, that they are the caretakers of the Namarti who rely upon them. There is all the other Akelians who know that they keep the Namarti around because they're going to need more Akelians. And they are the biggest chunk of the population.
So they're more likely to produce an Akelian than the Akelians are.
Yes.
By numbers game.
Yep. And that Akelian can be uplifted into the leadership council of Akelians and can be taught the way Idoneth do things and can keep perpetuating this cycle that we all live inside.
Is there a degree of shame if and / probably when an Akelian has a Namarti child?
Surprisingly, not that I've seen.
Interesting.
Like, they all kind of understand. Well, sorry. There's not shame on the Akelian, but they don't raise that child.
No, that's what I was saying. Like,
I was
immediately
yes.
gets shipped off
Yes.
to Namarti boarding school.
Yep. You just...
To the Namarti orphanages?
The Namarti, like, coral.
Yeah.
Like the houses that the Namarti live in.
Yeah. How?
Similarly, Namarti rarely do like what we think of as a traditional familial relationship.
Yeah.
Like the Namarti's kids are just the rest of the Namarti. It's not like this is mom and dad. It's like, oh, these are the elders of the Namarti and these are the newborns of the Namarti. And
Okay,
we're
so
all
are
Namarti.
they raised in community?
Yeah, takes a village.
That's what I was trying to
And a lot of our Namarti kids aren't born to anyone here down in the Namarti, and we take them in because we're all Namarti.
Yeah.
And similarly,
and statistically, our kids will likely be taken away. Probably.
I was gonna say, and similarly, Namarti don't get attached to their own children because, oops, this one's an Akelian, and the Iskarengard are here to like take them up to the Akelian Council, where a high-ranking Akelian noble will adopt them.
Air quote.
Yeah, take them as their like heir, basically.
Interesting. Okay.
Got to perpetuate that cycle.
So it's sort of like you have like a couple being like, we always wanted a child. And is there a list? Is there like a waiting list of like wanting to get an heir?
Not really. It's just whoever doesn't have one yet takes one. Sometimes they'll take multiple. Sometimes it's a matter of court drama or infighting. Like
that's crazy.
And also,
hey, my IVF reference earlier is starting to feel very thematic. Actually,
yeah.
You know, the Akelian would if they could.
Generally, Akelians will, like I said, they just adopt like a promising Akelian child, usually from the Namarti caste, and just try and raise them as their given heir. That's not always guaranteed, just because like sometimes people aren't fit for leadership. Generally, Akelians on the like leadership councils are safe on that council in their own time, so to speak. Like we rarely have secession crises in Idoneth society, just because everyone's starkly aware that a breakdown in leadership could destroy the enclave, right? If the next raid goes bad because we're infighting. But in between leaders, there are often challenges for that role. I'm going to reference the only Idoneth book I read for this episode.
Hey!
The Hollow King. I've already forgotten that. No, that's the other guy. The Court of the Blind King.
Ooh,
that's,
good name.
Yeah, that's the inciting incident of that book. Is our protagonist is a Akelian raised from birth to succeed his quote-unquote mother, who is a Akelian queen on the council. But he kind of sucks, and he never took his responsibilities of leadership like with the proper like respect.
Oh damn!
And he was just very prideful of his like martial combat and like didn't learn his statecraft very well.
Hey, that's no good.
Yeah, and so he gets challenged by his mom's like lover, basically, not even husband, for like position on the Akelian council.
Yeah.
And that guy takes it from him.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
As he should.
And then the rest of the plot of that book is the Emperor's New Groove, which is extremely funny. He like gets locked up down in the like Namarti like chambers as a like, we don't want to kill you because you're a Kellion, but we're not going to let you anywhere near the halls of power ever again. And Namarti lets him out under the understanding of like, I'm going to like help you right now and basically save your life, and you are going to like elevate me and like some other Namarti to like positions of power basically. And he's like, I can't, you're not a Kellion. And she's like, I guess I should just close this fucking cage door again then, huh?
Well, that's so interesting. Guess the cage doesn't open. Oh, wrong fucking answer, idiot.
If you want on their visual reference, he's on the he's on the next slide.
Look at this smug bastard.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah. Look at how he's, ankle on the knee, just, lounging.
You are underwater, my dude. You do not need to pose like that. He's got his eel in the background.
That's pretty good.
Right.
It's a pretty good eel, though.
Right. And then the other picture on that slide is just like an Akellian court.
It's just a fucking red carpet party.
Yeah.
It's the goddamn premiere of Wicked is what it is.
We talked about the Akellians. Like I said, we talked about the Isharan, how they're like critical to both like wartime activities and like magic back at home. The Isharan casts are the ones who actually build those like Namarti housing and stuff. Again, it's not really a benevolent act. It's a control act.
Yeah.
But it is the while tidecasters generally build like all the other structures because they're moving waves, it is the like soul magic cast that builds the
coral.
The coral, because they tell the coral soul how to grow, which is very weird, but I like it a lot.
Yeah. Oh,
I did want to mention this aspect of like Idoneth military. So Idoneth go to a place to raid. Tidecasters conjure the Aether Sea so that all their like sea creatures can move above land.
Magic that lets sea creatures move on land. You could invent seeing eye octopuses.
Yeah. Well, that's another. Because remember, only the Akellian cast gets the privilege of riding sea creatures.
You don't have to ride the octopus. It could be a little octopus. Mimic octopus aren't that big, but it'd be so handy to have around if you needed a visual like aid assistant.
It's all structure. Order does not mean good, right?
Order does not mean good.
How it has always been.
Put that on a sticker.
But one thing I do really like is that some of the like soul wizards have, so they conjure the Aether Sea. They have the like fish and the other Idoneth like swimming through the Aether Sea to attack their opponents. The other big thing that Idoneth do as part of their raids is they use soul magic to like disorient and like strike fear into their opponents, and then also leave them with amnesia when they go.
That's so. What did I say about the cryptids? So spooky.
Yep. From the perspective of that small coastal village, one day, a couple people just disappeared. Don't look at the ocean.
Don't go in the ocean.
And so that. And that's also like, and that's just good hunting practice, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to attack a village and then have the village pack up and leave.
Yeah,
that'd
just
be
very
make them forget you were here.
Yeah.
Specifically, how Idoneth like soul wizards cause like panic and like hysteria and stuff in their opponents is they find that like self-detrimental, like self-loathing part of themselves, and they tap into it. Like they tap into that part of their own soul, and then they just project it.
Oh, buddy!
Yeah,
no.
I wanted to mention it because when I was reading that, I just had the thought of a wizard going like, "And now you have my depression."
Anxiety.
Yeah, because that's really what it is. There's depressionomancers, which is wild, but it's such a good. Like I said, that magic doesn't come from nowhere. They aren't fear wizards. They're soul wizards. And so they're just pulling from their own like anxieties and like fears and like depression about what they are and what they're doing. Like a lot
So
of
if any of
Idoneth,
them got good therapy, that
Right.
would just be useless.
right?
They would not be able to do that
We're not be able to
anymore.
be wizards anymore. I've kind of glossed over it, but most Idoneth hate the fact that they have to raid.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It seems like a bummer
it
fest.
sucks. They aren't like, they don't like that this is just what they have to do to survive, basically. Which, like, yeah, like,
And that's also depressing. Because like, Dad, just if you're gonna do it, at least like revel in it. Let's do some
Right.
sort of like
some
Nordic raider type. Like this is our.
To be fair, some enclaves do like Idoneth society is multifaceted.
I'm not saying it would make it better. I'm just saying like
Yeah.
that's just how you gotta be. Like you gotta be bummer about it. Like it's
There-
gonna be sad.
I don't know their name, but there's like an enclave that has fully embraced the like, yeah, we have to raid for souls, but if it was so easy for us to take them from you, you weren't really doing anything important with it, were you? Like we're the biggest fish now, huh?
There's always a bigger fish.
Yeah, there's always a bigger fish.
And it's me.
Yep. So it's
The
definitely
soulfish.
the enclaves definitely have like very different like approaches.
That's fun.
The supposedly quote unquote first enclave is like real big into like Idoneth nation. Like they don't see it as disparate enclaves. They're constantly trying to like keep communication and like diplomacy open across all the enclaves, because they're like, no, like the way forward for our species is if we're all working together. We can't like fractionalize like this, or we're just going to end up like the fucking dwarves.
Yeah, you can't end up like the fucking dwarves.
Right. So yeah, like I like how varied like all the various enclaves and stuff are, because it feels very real. Those are the only two like big ones that I know a ton about, because a lot of them are just kind of written to be like, yes, they're Idoneth on Aqshy, here's what they're like. But those two, I think the like bigger fish ones are on Gur, which makes sense because it's the realm of beasts, like survival of the fittest type thing. And then the original, supposedly original enclave, no one knows for sure, is on Gairan, because soothe souls. You can devote more of your energy to
doing
statecraft.
stuff.
And, the last thing I want to talk about for like before we get into our famous faces, our like named Idoneth characters.
Our famous faces? Is that what the segment is called?
I think so. We said it in the Zinch episode, and I remembered it when I was editing it. So now, yeah, that's what it's called.
Put it in the notes. Make sure we reference it every time.
Yep. The last like type of Idoneth I want to mention before we get to our famous faces, and they're not even really a type of Idoneth. They are called Eidolons.
Okay.
If you remember, that's what I was when we started this episode. Yeah. An Eidolon is a last-ditch magical weapon of mass destruction. It is something is threatening the Enclave, or we are so behind on like gathering souls that we will die out if we don't do something. So I mentioned previously that
Very good.
The Isharan soul renders. They gather the souls of enemies who die in battle. They will gather souls of Idoneth who die and try and stick them back in them. Any Idoneth who die that doesn't work on, or who like succumb to injuries like at home, basically any other Idoneth that die, also have their souls like harvested by the Isharan.
Okay.
But the Isharan treat Idoneth souls with a reverence that they don't give to like the people they raid.
Of course. You can't.
No, yeah. They would never use an Idoneth soul to like sustain another Idoneth.
Yeah.
That's seen as like profane.
Yeah.
They keep them. They take them and they put them in like urns made of coral.
Okay.
And they are just kept in Idoneth like stretches of the ocean in these massive mausoleums. That is just their equivalent of like a sacrificial burial. The Idoneth are painfully aware that Shaiish is not a safe place for souls, with Nagash overseeing it.
Yep.
So instead, your soul gets to live in a jar.
Yeah, okay.
And
given the choice.
Yeah. And that is a privilege for both like a Kellyan and Namarti, for what it's worth.
Okay.
Namarti can also look forward to like having their souls safe from the grasps of Shaiish, which, an Eidolon is when we have no other consequences. We're going to crack a bunch of jars open.
There it is.
Yep.
Was waiting for it.
Yep.
There you go. I was like, what an interesting time to mention this.
Yep. The Ashar and cast gets together. They crack open a bunch of jars, and they take the parts of those souls that believe strongly in Mothlan. They take the like faithful part of the soul basically and magically coalesce them all together into an eidolon of Mothlan. They manifest an avatar of their god.
That's pretty fucking
it's
cool.
Very cool.
That's really cool. Yeah.
It is a notably giving them credit. It doesn't damage the souls, to our knowledge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sucks because it's desecrating a graveyard to like functionally like save the enclave, which is why they don't just do it all the time. But it doesn't seem to damage the souls. They just have to like get them back in the jars afterwards.
And Sigmar can't even say that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I was gonna say. Eidolons of Mothlan are either summoned as aspects of the sea, which is sustaining and cyclical, and they show up and they like heal the Eidolons, Eidolon leader Idoneth. I'm gonna keep doing that. They show up and heal the Idoneth, like who are fighting, or they help repair structures, or they do these kind of restorative things, or they are summoned as an aspect of the storm.
Hell yeah.
Which is not any
Sounds
of that.
Pretty fucking cool.
Destructive, wrathful. You wouldn't want to summon an Eidolon of the storm for a raid because they're just going to obliterate stuff faster than you can like collect the souls.
Yeah.
You summon them if you're beefing with like dwarves or whatever, and you just need their hold to not exist anymore.
So at what time do the Idoneth participate in the Grand Alliance of Order and dealing with the chaos problem?
They raid chaos, and they will get called upon to, they're most likely to work favorably with the Daughters of Cain, who will pay them in souls. Like, that's a big part of it. The Daughters of Cain are willing to, like, pay the Idoneth in souls that they need, usually more than they would get from raiding. They say, cool, bring the eels to this chaos fort, and you can have everyone inside, and also we have all these captives you can have as well, if you want them.
If you want them, we don't need them.
They'll work with the Sylvaneth, because they don't like Sylvaneth souls for whatever reason. And Sylvaneth souls are hard to harvest as well because Sylvaneth generally return to their like soul pods when they die.
Yeah, it's just not worth the effort.
Yeah, just not worth the effort. So they'll work with Sylvaneth, and there's kind of an elfy connection there as well. The ones who still revere Teclis will work with the Lumineth.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That close? No.
Yeah.
The idea of the Daughters of Cain working with the Idoneth just really layers on the just some random farmer who's living their life and their crazy ass cousin is talking about the fish elves who will come and steal your stole from the sea, and they work with the Daughters of Cain. All right, cousin Benny, you saw them plotting with the you did. Like, neither of those exist, Benny.
And there's just a third person off to the side who's like, I don't believe any of it, and it's just very clearly Daughters of Cain with like a fake beard.
That sounds made up to me. Who wants shots?
Masters of Spycraft. There's a now kind of old series of drawings by like someone in the Warhammer fantasy community, because the thing in the old world was like Skaven don't exist. Like, that's official.
That's right. Yeah.
That's the official policy of the Empire. So there's a bunch of famous kind of like old timey paintings by someone in the Warhammer fantasy community of like scenes in the Empire, just like a big like group shot or whatever. That they would always have just like super obviously a Skaven, but just in like area appropriate clothes, just also hanging out. And
in the right outfit.
Yeah, and I always think of Daughters of Cain that way, where it's just like you got like a rough and tumble bar, and there's just like obviously like a thin murder lady who's just wearing the correct clothing. Like, I don't think there's any threat of the Daughters of Cain attacking this city.
Yeah. I don't even think they exist.
Visual reference. I'm going to point to the visual reference real quick before we get to our famous faces. I'm going to mention Achillean, not Aloplexus, because those are the sharks. Leviatons. Which is a huge turtle.
It's a big ass scary turtle.
It's a huge scary turtle.
It's a scary turtle.
They are both used as
with a pirate ship on his back.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're both used as siege weapons, where you just have that turtle bash down a wall, and also you can just mount like a full harpoon gun on him. Yep.
That's
And then the next picture is an eidolon of Mathline.
Ooh.
Yep. His cloak turns into waves, which kicks ass.
Yeah, that's pretty tight.
It's very good.
Another stupid helmet, but
yeah,
this one's
always
pretty tight.
And then let's talk about our famous faces real quick.
Let's go!
So we've only got 2 notable Idoneth characters so far.
And they weren't the 2 we've already mentioned?
One of them is Lotan, but the other one we haven't talked about yet. Idoneth are kind of a newer faction in the grand scheme of like Warhammer. They're not like super new, but they got their like initial release of models, and they haven't gotten anything after that, and so that makes them new by like Warhammer standards. We just don't have like a ton of like, because usually stuff's lore gets updated when it gets new models.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so we just don't have like a ton of lore about them, but so we don't have a lot of like named characters either. Is like kind of how that goes, because usually like a big important named character, they're gonna get a model. Yep. The first one we have is Volturnos. He's on our next slide there. He's got an eye patch. Man. Yep. Volturnos, according to him, and we're unsure if this is true.
Source.
Yep, we're not sure if this is true. Some people believe, some people don't. According to Volturnos, he is part of that first making of Idoneth. He was in that original generation that Teclis handcrafted before the Soul Curse took root.
Sir, I'm going to need to see your ID.
Volturnos is the absolute top of the cast because of that. He is a Synthai, which are the original like remade Idoneth from Raw Soul, which makes him the top and only person in the top like group of the cast. Volturnos is, if you believe him, the unchallenged High King of all Idoneth because he is Synthai.
Maybe I just automatically distrust authority. I think we should assassinate this man.
Not all Idoneth recognizes authority. Like a lot of the enclaves are just like, no, that's obviously a lie that you're telling to be put on top of the like pyramid.
Already stupid class system.
Yeah. His main claim to fame, if he is like, there's also the question of like, is this the original Volturnos? Because we know there was a Volturnos who was Synthai. Is this someone who was impersonating him? Is this the real Volturnos? It's all left pretty open, and that's lore. If this is the same Volturnos, his main claim to fame is that he is the person who like overheard Teclis's plan to destroy the Idoneth. And if he's not Volturnos, then he's our main source for the fact that Teclis intended to destroy the Idoneth. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, okay, hold on.
We're getting a little moral, political complexity here. Yeah.
Are you saying that might not be true?
Yeah. That is a completely in-universe possibility that Teclis did not intend to destroy the Idoneth, and that was a lie constructed by the Synthai to lead their people away from Teclis's control and ultimately land them in this caste system where people like Volturnos are the absolute top. Like I said, I don't know.
I'm so torn.
I like both versions. Yeah.
I like both versions. What I'm torn about is that on one hand, I'm always prepared to believe that systems that are inherently based to suppress the classes, and especially like caste systems, are bad. And I'm instantly ready and prepared to be like, yep, absolutely, I buy that 100%. This is just some dudes seeking power, wanting to be on top and important, and they're willing to lie and destroy and sabotage to get their way. On the other hand, it would mean believing that Teclis wasn't about to do something shitty.
Yeah.
And that just seems more unlikely.
Right.
To believe that Teclis wasn't going to pick the most shitty option on the table.
It's a really good potential twist because it being believable relies on us knowing who Teclis is and the kind of stuff that he does all the goddamn time. And it's also a good,
Uncle Teclis, how are you?
Yeah. It's also a good in-universe justification for why the Idoneth would so readily believe like a claim like that, right? Because they also know who Teclis is.
Yeah.
Like, it's
the fact that it's believable, even if it didn't happen, the fact that it is still so very believable. Hey, Teclis.
Yep.
Big problem, my guy.
Yeah, not an up mark against Teclis if it turns out to be a lie, right? But that's mainly Volturnos. He operates as the High King of the Idoneth. He's got a bunch of stuff in game that makes Idoneth like fight better because they're like operating under his like royal authority.
Classic.
But that's mainly what we've gotten from him.
Okay.
The next character I think is more interesting, and that's Lotan. We're back to talking about Lotan.
Hey, it's octopus.
Yeah.
Love the octopus model.
Yeah.
Look, it's so nimble.
Right.
How would you make that?
Right.
How would you paint that?
Difficultly.
Dalton, for real.
Yeah.
How would one paint this?
I have a friend who has a beautifully painted Idoneth army
Nice.
that I should get pictures of and send to you.
Yes.
Lotan is Warden of the Soul Ledgers.
Uh-huh.
He is the highest ranking Soul Warden, the people whose job it is they're like the non-combat Isharan, the ones who just like, they're the ones who put people's souls in jars and also like feed boar souls to like newborn Namardi to keep them alive. All of the like non-combat soul magic is their domain.
Hold on. Feed? Do they eat it with their
No,
mouths?
they like infuse them with
Okay.
souls. Yeah, just
That's
people
what-
use the
okay.
yeah.
Feed is funnier knowing that it's a joke.
Yeah.
But that was like, hold on, wait. I need clarification on this right the fuck now. They can't really be munching on them.
Right.
I mean, except I want them to be munching on the soul. I want them to be given a soul and they just go munch. Or then just absorb Majest. Now I want them to munch them now. Fucking Pringles.
Soul Pringles.
Soul Pringles!
Lotan to me is like the most interesting like named character we have in Idoneth.
Out of the two?
Yeah. And also the guy from the book.
I have a
yeah.
question. Are characters from the book canonical to the game?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
And characters from the game are canonical to the like broader lore. Yeah.
Bet. Okay,
Yeah.
continue.
Like what's his name from Court of the Blind King doesn't have a model, but he's supposedly somewhere out
He's
there.
like legitimately like a guy that existed.
Yeah.
Like you could play a game where you have like a thing, your army?
Yeah.
Okay. Your army is Idoneth and they are somehow connected to
Yeah.
that character and that would be considered like totally above board.
Yeah, you could play like an Idoneth versus Idoneth game where you are like that guy and the guy who usurped his place on the throne.
Cool.
Right? Yeah.
Fun.
Like, I love it. That's part of why I love this game. Lotan, so he's the highest ranking of the Isharian or Isharan Soul Wardens. He maintains the coral tombs. He travels, but he's not tied to any one enclave. He travels between the enclaves, ensuring that their like coral tombs are up to snuff, that the souls are being properly cared for, that nothing's gonna like break and like let souls escape and
Just fish elf
head to
OSHA here.
Yeah, basically. It's very like he's got a very strong kind of like administrative theming. Like I said, he's got all those scrolls and stuff that the octopus is helping him arrange.
Yeah.
He's connected to that octopus at like the soul mind level, so they like know what the other is doing. It's just like an extension of him.
Just like limbs.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the thing I like about Lotan is that he is de facto like the highest ranking Isharan. He is the person in charge of like how soul magic is conducted and like all of those things and like the teaching of the soul magic that allows raids to happen. Everything that makes like modern Idoneth society what it is. And the reason he is the warden of the soul ledgers is because he keeps an account of all the souls ever taken in Idoneth raids.
That's very specifically detailed.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long ass list.
Yep.
Why?
Because someday
Someday.
when they cure the Idoneth condition, he wants to repay the debts that they have taken from the world.
What?
Yeah. He fully intends to, not in like a one-to-one, like he's not going to give the rest of the world souls, but he fully intends that someday the Idoneth will repay all of the harm they've inflicted on the world to survive, because he does not want the Idoneth to get comfortable in inflicting violence for survival. He wants it to be a temporary solution.
That's like super, super admirable.
Yes.
Is he aware of the way the society is structured?
He is, and he doesn't like it.
Okay.
Right? He's our counterpoint to Volturnos, because Volturnos benefits from the system.
Yeah.
Volturnos might have like orchestrated the system to exist to benefit him, and Lotan is like,
This
I
sucks.
can't stop right now, because if I do, a lot of people will die, but I am not going to let myself get comfortable with that. I am going to keep that like close to my heart.
Uh-huh.
So that if there is ever an opportunity to break this cycle, I can take it and I can fix what we've done.
I love that. What is he actively doing?
Nothing.
But we haven't
That's
gotten an
the
update.
issue.
Yeah. He's just
we haven't.
keeping a list.
Yep. That's.
And he's checking it twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this episode's probably coming out in April or May.
Yep. We're recording it around Christmas time. Now you know kind of our schedule. We were talking about Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
We talked about the Superman trailer.
Yeah. That's kind of the tragedy of Lotan, is that he is more than anyone concerned with like breaking this cycle, this like an unjust system, and he doesn't have the power to do it.
He reminds me of the Doctor.
Yeah.
From not the NHRE. That's not what they're called. The Stormcast.
Yes.
I did that to myself.
Yeah.
By anchoring those two on Muses. What is the Doctor called? What's his name?
Gardas Steel Soul.
Yeah. He's like, I'm doing this.
Yes.
Because it is the only way I believe that I will be able to get back to doing this thing that I loved, which was actually being a doctor and helping people. And so he has that really wonderful, noble ambition of seeing a better version of what this could be, but is actively contributing to the solution that is presenting itself now.
Yes.
Not just writing lists of potential medicines that he could maybe one day do.
Yeah. It's tough because you want to empathize. I want to empathize with Lotan.
Instantly.
I get his compulsion. I get where he is, but that like it's hard for him. What's impossible for him to like the only thing he could do is withhold his like knowledge, and all that would lead to is a lot of dead Namarti. Yeah,
and the introduction that the Idoneth could be cured from the soul curse blindsided me so hard because a single element or aspect of the way the society is like structured suggested that was a goal in any way. Unlike the Stormcast, who was like, our souls get deteriorated every time we are reforged, and the only solution is to no longer need to be reforged. Therefore, we got to keep fighting and fight back chaos and end this.
Yeah, it's the difference between the two. I would say is that. Yeah, Idoneth have grown complacent within their system. Not the Namarti, who are the ones being harmed by it, obviously, but the Akelians who keep it going for their own benefit. I like Idoneth because they kind of embody that weird, like, I don't know. It's I'm going to quote Arcane because it's the best animated series I've ever seen. Idoneth need something to break them out of their, like, unjust like peace. They need the best, or they need the base violence necessary for change.
Yeah, what
and they're not getting it.
No,
and they might someday, but right now, this is where we are.
I feel like this is right for a chaos demon to roll up and start tugging some things here and there. And the need to rise up and break this system can so easily be manipulated by someone with nefarious intentions.
Yeah.
To be able to... What's that war one? Skull for the Skull Throne?
Yeah.
I feel like he could roll up.
Yeah.
And just really do some inciting incidents here. And you've got the Namari fighting for themselves and then just... becoming that thing I said earlier about reveling in the just taking of the souls, rather than being a necessary evil to keep themselves alive, but becoming like, well, you have to do it anyway, so why not let it be fun? That thing I said earlier? That bad thing I said earlier? Yeah, bummer. I just meant more thematic storytelling, but when you put it into practice, that's what the Chaos Demon said. Oops, this is how the Chaos Demons get in.
Korn, Slaanesh treasures elven souls above all others.
So Korn would never be allowed to come in here and start.
Oh, Korn would love to, but because Korn hates Slaanesh more than the other Chaos Gods.
I could totally see that would also be very compelling narrative-wise. Korn rolling up and being able to sabotage Idoneth and this no longer being a faction or the Grand Alliance for Order because Korn was able to take advantage of this suppressed population. And be like, well, you already have to kill these dudes, and you're way better. Yeah, they're stronger, but what if I filled you with blood rage?
Maybe
I can just see it. That's what he does.
Yeah, maybe in some future. We actually got some cool like rules recently. Normally in game, Grand Alliance just kind of means like what factions you can work with together, but they've just recently started experimenting with some interesting like cross Grand Alliance. Like they're called Regiments of Renown, just like a fixed group of units that you can bring across Grand Alliance. And I could see like Chaos Sworn Idoneth like as them doing something like that. We have I talked about him a little bit in the Zinch episode with our Ogroids. Our big bro, and he's got the flaming skull staff. Ogroids used to be part of like the Grand Alliance of Destruction with the orcs and the goblins and the ogres and stuff. And they swore to chaos because they were more like they weren't as destruction focused as the others and their society was threatened. The one they just did for them was you can bring some ogroids in like destruction factions now as destruction loyalists who didn't swear themselves to chaos. They stuck with Gorkamorka. Yeah.
Interesting.
Which
That's
is super
so
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, that's I think what we've got for Idoneth. Where they're in a situation. Yeah, they're in a situation. It's not a good one. I'm hoping they get more lore soon.
Yeah,
because they're
so
fascinating. Yeah,
they're all so interesting.
Right?
Like
I
every
love
single.
it.
There's not a single one where I was like, forgettable.
Yep.
Base. Mid.
Right.
No. Crazy.
Love them.
Wild. Complete
Love them super
nonsense.
good.
I'm so jazzed. Can't believe you backed me into the corner and almost saying that maybe Teclis didn't do a shitty thing. I feel betrayed. I feel attacked.
Valid. Yeah, that's where we're going to leave off on Idoneth. Dear listener, I hope you have enjoyed listening to this episode as much as I have. I have, as always, been your Eidolon of Mathland, Dalton Montgomery.
And I'm Darian Smart, and I think I will not go to the seaside to help cure my consumption.
Until the moon comes back around again. See you next time.
Bye-bye.